after you did like your rough planning for your semesters, broke it down into like how many raises you have to get until the end of November, for example, you can start filling in the planning tool. And I think this is actually where you start out with your numerical planning. So you can see the white values, those are the ones you actually have to fill in, and the gray values compute themselves automatically based on the values in a different area, which I'm going to show you later. So as I said before, you have to know when you have to raise your GNs, meaning, for example, by the end of November, if you want to still have the realization in this semester. And of course, you have to plan when you have the company meetings to get those raises. That's also really important. How you get to the company meetings is another topic that's also going to be covered later. It's like which raising channel you're going to use for it. So you look at this and you fill in how many company meetings you're going to have in September, what's your goal, what did you actually achieve, how many are you having in October, meaning company meetings with new companies, not just follow-up meetings of the same kind with the same company, naturally. So you should have as many as possible during September, October, November, because otherwise you're not going to get your raises in time. And then you fill in your raises for each month. Also in the first planning days, you already fill in the numbers for the whole year, but where your priority is, that's the first semester, because that's what you focus on now. So it gives you an overview of what has to happen in which month and what you're going to focus on with your team. And we can derive from that the goals of performance for your members. Now you also have to keep the re-raises in mind, going to look at that later. And then yes, you're also planning how many TNs will you have matched for every single month, and when are they going to be realized. And as soon as you are not on track with your plan anymore, replan it. Meaning you sit down and you calculate again, and you also analyze where things went wrong. Was it in the raising channels maybe, or did the match take too long? So those are questions that you should ask yourselves. So fill this in. Now, after you filled in when you're going to have your company meetings, you still have to plan how to get there. And that's pretty easy, because you just have to decide on a raising channel that you're going to use and how intensively you want to use it. So it is recommended that you only pick a maximum of 2 channels and then plan clear action steps. That will help you to track your members, because you can set goals for each week actually. In the planning tool, we are only looking at month, but still, for yourself, you should break it down in weeks and how many calls, how many meetings each member should have in 1 week. So this will help you even more to keep on track with your action. So cold calls would be a good raising channel if you don't already have like great partner management and your partners recommend you to other new potential partners. But cold calls, that's usually what you start out with. Another one would be the business events, like going on a company fair and just talking to them. So you have then channel KPIs, key performance indicators, which is just, your activities. If in September you're focusing on cold calls, you should set a goal. A goal that's really achievable is like 10 calls per week for each member. That's not a lot, but still it should be like the minimum. And you can track your members on it. So if you have 5 members in September, they should be able to deliver 50 calls. Where are they going to get the information? Whom they're going to call? That's a question for your market segmentation. So if you do your market segmentation well, your members will know who they call, what they should tell them, how they can sell the product to these specific companies. So your cold calling will actually be efficient, because if you start calling random companies, it's not going to work. Same for business events. Only go to the ones that actually fit your target or suit where you want to get. And then there you collect contacts or leads that could possibly lead lead to more company meetings. So this should be connected to your planning for company meetings in the monthly planning before. So if those two are not aligned, it doesn't really make any sense. Also, plan your re-raises. Make sure you have account managers for all of your current partners, so they don't feel like after your term started, they don't feel like they are left alone. So you should put in, for example here, the PDC AG. Put in the names of the companies. Put in when you want to have the re-raises, which is usually when is the old intern leaving? When can you raise the new TN? Like 3 months before the old TN intern is leaving, you should raise the new TN so you have enough time to match it. So it can be like the old one leaves, and immediately a new intern comes into the company. Or maybe you're even able to upsell it, so the old intern leaves and you get 2 new interns into the company. Also, re-raises are easier to plan with than cold contacts, and as long as you maintain a good partner management, which you should be able to, having account managers in your team, they are pretty easy to generate because you have your quarterly meetings, your evaluation meetings from time to time, so the partner knows what's happening in ISAC and you know what's happening in the company, so you also know when they need new interns. And that's basically the goal of good partner management. So you know each other, you know when they're going to need new interns, and then you can plan your re-raises for that month. In the planning tool, you'll have the month above this field as well. Also, keep track of this and see if you're not on track with your planning and maybe readjust, see what's happening. Maybe a company is not satisfied with our services, then you should evaluate it. It's really important to communicate constantly with the company.